All right, last time we talked about how to multiply all types of polynomials. And today we're going to be talking about a special way to multiply specifically binomials. Now remember the prefix bi means two. You can think of a bicycle has two wheels, so a binomial is going to have two terms. So for example here, one term, two term, one term, two term. So I can multiply binomials in the same way we learned last lesson, but there's an easy way to remember how to multiply these binomials that we're going to be talking about today. So really you can multiply binomials just like you multiply the rest of polynomials, or you can use this method. But this method you can only use for binomials. You cannot use this if you're multiplying a monomial by a trinomial, or even a monomial by a binomial, or a binomial by a trinomial. This only works if both terms are binomials. So this is called the FOIL method. So we're talking here about FOIL. Maybe this will help you remember FOIL. F means it's an acronym that stands for the first of each. So this is the order I'm going to multiply my terms in. So I'm going to multiply my first of my first one times my first of my second one. So x times x gives me x squared. So I do that first. That's the F in FOIL. The O is the outsides. Next I'm going to multiply this outside by this outside. They're both on the outside. So I'm going to do x times 6. That's 6x. Next I'm going to multiply the inside. So this is the inside, the two inside terms. 2 times x is 2x. Again, very important to remember each time you multiply a new term, make sure you put the symbol, whether it's addition or subtraction, between them to make sure you show that they are being multiplied, not, added, not multiplied. Finally, the L stands for the last of each. So this is the last and the last of each group. 2 times 6 is 12. So it's that easy. First, x times x, the first of each binomial. Then the outside terms, this is the outside of this one, and then the outside, x times 6, and then the inside, and then the last. Remember my last step, always add like terms. So 6x plus 2x is going to give me 8x, not x squared. Remember, you only square when you're multiplied. When you're adding, you add the coefficients and leave the variables. So that's not being multiplied, so it's not x squared plus 12. Now I've added like terms, so now I have my answer. So this is called the FOIL method for multiplying binomials. Let's look at a couple more quick examples here. Here's another example. Y plus 6 times 4y minus 9. Remember, first I do the first of each. 4y times y is 4y squared. Then I do the outside ones, the y and the negative 9 make negative 9y. Then the inside, 6 times 4 is 24y. Finally, the last of each, negative 9 times 6 is negative 54. Then make sure you add like terms. I end up with 4y squared plus 15y minus 54. That is my answer. So FOIL first, then the outside, then the inside, then the last. Let's look at another one over here. Again, FOIL first of each, 3a times a, 3a squared. Then the outside ones, 3a times 3 is 9a. Then the inside, negative 5 times a is negative 5a. Finally, the last, negative 5 times 3 is negative 15. Add like terms, 3a squared plus 4a. Again, don't multiply when you're adding like terms, so it's just a. Add your coefficients, leave your variable the same. And I have my answer. Finally, if you look at this last problem, 2x minus 5 squared. Remember, when something is squared, I cannot do 2x squared, 4x squared, negative 5 squared, positive 25. That's wrong. You cannot do that. What something squared means is this multiplied by itself. So what I'm going to have to do is 2x minus 5 times 2x minus 5. Now I have two binomials. I can use my FOIL first, then outside, then inside, and finally last of each. Then I can add like terms. So I should not have a squared there, sorry. So here 4x squared, then my like terms negative 10x and negative 10x make negative 20x plus 25. So that is my answer. So if something is squared, if a binomial is squared, you cannot just square each one of the terms. That is wrong. You must multiply the binomial by itself. Then you can use the FOIL method, add like terms, and then you get your final answer. So that is really all of lesson 9.4. It's very simple. Remember, this only works if you have two binomials. Then you can use the FOIL method, but it only works with two binomials.